Hello, Richo from Fourth Dimension Records, Lumberton Trading Company, and all the rest of it. Here I am once again with a brief update on what's happening with the labels and so on and so forth. First and foremost is this: the new and long-awaited Mark Perry ATV 1977 to 1981 book. This is the hardback. So similar presentation, similar size to the now out of print Ramley book. And it looks good, I think. There are some images in here, again, similar to the Ramley book. In the middle there, Mark Perry himself. In some rather dodgy attire here. Never like those sleeveless t-shirts, but who am I? But it doesn't matter, does it? It's Mark Perry himself that counts, and I think this is a really good read. I would say that, of course. The hardback also includes one of these, a little bookmarker. So nice design from Bradley Cook and also Puppy 38. So two designers involved with this and the bookmarker. Mostly Puppy 38, but nonetheless, great work. And they only arrived yesterday, so I'm in the process of shipping these now. And as usual, I'll just make it clear that it will be a slow process. There are many of these books to send out, and it's only me. It's only me here. So I can only take so many of these to the post office each day, and it will take a good couple of weeks or 2 or 3 weeks to send out all of the orders, I'm sure. So bear with me, please. Please don't hassle me. I am polite when people email me directly, as indeed a couple of people already have. I always reply, and I do my best to fulfill orders or inquiries as best as possible, or as quickly as possible. But everybody's waiting. Everybody who pre-ordered this, and some have been waiting since last year. Maybe even last autumn, I think. So, some people have been waiting almost a year for this. I originally hoped that this book would be ready in February or March, but we found some problems, and they delayed things a little more. These things are never easy. I can't emphasize that enough. Anybody who feels in some way aggrieved by the fact they've had to wait a little longer than they expected, I'm very sorry, but we do our best here. It's myself, Puppy 38, Alan Ryder in the wings as well, also Sean Organ in the wings as well, helping with various things, mostly myself, at the coalface, to use one of Mark Perry's very own euphemisms. I'm the one dealing with all the orders and packing everything and blah blah blah, and assembling everything, dealing with the content, and overseeing everything. So it's all down to me. So or that side of it is all down to me. So it takes a while. I've got a family, I've got work. I do have proper work as well. I wouldn't be able to survive on this. I'd be living under a bridge. So yeah. So yeah, it's out and about. I don't know when the shops will have copies of the book, because I imagine it'll be another few weeks before Cargo get theirs, and it'll be autumn basically. And also, I want to focus on the direct orders first. By all means, add to the pile. I would normally say there will be a link below, but apparently, because this is a new channel, a new YouTube account, I'm not able to put links below just yet. There are ways around that, but I was looking into it yesterday, and I don't want to. I can't be asked uploading my, photographing my passport and getting verification that way. It's a lot of arse ache for me. So apparently, if I keep uploading content for 2 months, automatically I'll start being. I will be allowed to include links, but in the meantime, I'm not. So bear with me in the meantime. It's very easy to find what I do everywhere anyway. If you're watching this or listening to this or whatever, then there's a high chance that you are on my mailing list anyway, or you're following me on, or following what I do on, or following the labels on Twitter, or particularly Facebook. Or you're just simply on the email mailing list. So yeah, you'll know where to find everything anyway. If you're new to all of this, it's easy. Fourth Dimension Records, bigcartel.com. Easy. And I'm putting little hints as to where you can find me on the internet anyway, with what I can do in the information below. Yeah, that's really it. Just the ATV Mark Perry book. These just arrived today as well. I think I had a test pressing, the final double LP test pressings in the last upload, but here's a new one, the Edward Ka-Spel, which is also playing in the background at the moment. Tales from the Trenches. I didn't expect these to arrive for at least another month or so, and here they are. They landed today. Only 5 of those. So yeah, I generally sell my surplus test pressings as well. I sometimes even sell my own. I'm not a huge. For me, they're functionary and they just serve a purpose. I don't like test pressings, but I like to hear what I'm releasing, and from that point of view, I like to at least listen to test pressings, but I don't really care about keeping them or whatever. So generally, I sell the ones that are not needed by myself and the artist. So there we are. So that, what else? Kleistwahr, For the Lives Once Lived CD. That's in production at the moment as well. And also, I was hoping that the new JFK reissue CD of Avalanche Zone would be here with me this week, but it hasn't fucking arrived. I don't know why, but I was told last week that hopefully they would be with me. Well, hopefully they would be sent to me on Monday this week. Well, Monday was 4 days ago. I received news from the plant today that they're looking into it, and I'm still awaiting the JFK CDs. Got a few huge trades and orders waiting for those as well. So yeah, I apologise profusely. In the meantime, to anybody waiting for their JFK CD order, I think that's pretty much it. JFK, Kleistwahr, Kleistwahr will be next. Plenty of other things happening. Still waiting for ATV direct action LP test pressings as well. That was put into production way before the Edward Ka-Spel LP, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there. It's mind-boggling. So there may have been a delay related to the ATV thing for whatever reason, but even so, I think the masters were there with Steve Pittis and in turn GZ in the Czech Republic way before this. So I don't know. This seems to have jumped the queue. Final double LP. I'm still waiting for Justin K. Broadrick. Well, I'll be honest, not last week, a few days ago, he wrote to me and said, I trust you, Rich. Just go ahead and release the thing. I don't want to be held accountable for that. So as much as everything sounded fine to me, it's not my music. I'm not responsible for having created it. I'd hate, and I've been in that situation before, which is why I'm wary. I'd hate to go ahead with the final double LP and then Justin to say, oh, one of the tracks is in the wrong order, or one of them doesn't sound quite right for whatever reason, and then suddenly, I've got a huge pile of double LPs on my hands and a huge bill, and a load of records that we can't go ahead with. So for whatever reason, so I no, absolutely not. I'm not rich. I'm far from rich. The labels are. I may have hinted at this last time. I've probably bitten off a little more than I can chew at the moment. So, and I'll be honest now. I think because of how things have been with record production, vinyl manufacturing in recent years, I thought everything would take a lot longer than it has done. So everything seems to have sped up now. And it looks like I'll be facing more huge bills sooner rather than later. And I'll be looking to sell even more of my old punk records and so on and so forth to help keep things afloat, probably. Yeah, so yeah, it's a difficult time. I've even done another couple of huge deals through the shop again, 15 albums for £65 plus shipping, including 4 vinyl LPs, which itself includes a double LP, the most recent Kleistwahr double LP. I'm doing my utmost to raise funds right now. So simply because of this predicament, whereby things are happening faster than I anticipated, and a little too fast, really. So I need to bear that in mind before I take on anything else or green light anything else. CDs are much easier; they're much cheaper to sort of deal with, much more affordable. But vinyl is fucking expensive, it really is. So once I've cleared the decks with whatever's there at the moment, I'm probably going to sit back on vinyl for a while. I was thinking about making the next Splintered album vinyl, but although there will be a compilation album happening on Fourth Dimension and Lumberton to coincide with the Otto event next May, and I've already received tracks for that from no, not from Final yet. Justin promised me a track within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Base Communion, Splintered, Kleistwahr's just about to happen. Edward Ka-Spel, Sinestra, Sean Organ's promised a track. Nip Mott has promised a track. But everything needs to come together during the next month or so, really, and then I need to put that into production, and I'll go out on that soon. So that will be my last vinyl release for for a short while anyway, until next year, the last one that I take on right now. So yeah, I've got Edward Ka-Spel, final double LP, ATV, direct action, and then there will be the When Worlds Collide double LP. It was going to be an LP, just a single LP, but a few of the contributions are just a little on the long side, and I'm not complaining. The Bass Communion track is really nice. Of course, I love the Splintered track that I'm involved with. Sinestra is also a little long, and it's going to have to be a double LP. So seems to be a tradition at the moment with the labels. But I'm bringing both labels together on that, and there is some rationale behind that. But I'll go into that more in due course. What else? I'm sure there are a couple of other things. CDs. I'll come back to CDs next time. You're up to date there. JFK, Kleistwahr, and then there are a couple of other things in the wings as well, waiting to go ahead. What else? The sound of thoughts being processed. That's the sound from me, you know. There was something else, yeah, related to books. That was it. I'm probably a third of the way through the third and final Grim Humour book. I'm working on it pretty steadily, and I imagine the book will be finished in, or at least written, by the end of October, early November at the latest. So I think the pre-sale for that will be up and running sooner rather than later. So yeah, third and final Grim Humour book will be happening soon enough, and pre-order information will be happening soon enough as well. And in relation to books, I was offered a book on Giancarlo Toniutti. I don't know whether I pronounce Toniutti, the Italian artist. I was offered a book by or based on him only last week, and I've agreed to this, so I think that will be happening as well. There's also the Alan Ryder book on Third Mind Records, Gary Levermore, Third Mind Records, happening. I think they reached some kind of limbo at the moment where nothing's happened for a couple of months, but nonetheless that's still in the works as well. And again, the Giancarlo Toniutti or Toniutti, don't know how you pronounce it, book also happening next year, not by myself or Alan Ryder or anybody directly associated with the labels. It was a proposition from somebody else, and I like Giancarlo's work, so I think it will be good to branch out and do something different. And I'm discussing everything related to that with the writer who proposed the book at the moment. So a guy from America. So news on that in due course. And I think that really is it. I've brought you up to date with everything. Got nothing new that I'm listening to discuss. Got sent a huge pile of stuff from Discreet Music yesterday, including this album reissue from a few years ago by Scott Faust or Faust. Again, I don't know how you pronounce people's fucking names. Idea Fire Company. I've got some of their early stuff. That's really good. So I've got that. I haven't listened to this yet though, and I've got a huge pile of other stuff in the label as well, which I'll have spare copies of, and will be listing on Discogs. So yeah, plenty of stuff to talk about maybe in the future. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll be back here again soon enough. I'll drink some more aqua in the meantime. Thanks a lot if you've made it to the end. Cheers. Bye bye.